Back with more Buffy. This is episode 19 of season 5. Very excited to carry on, see what's going to happen next as we get into the final few episodes of the season. Last episode was really fun. The whole kind of Buffy bot shenanigans. And some interesting developments with Spike and Buffy, I would say, as well. The fact that Spike was so willing to go through all that torture just to protect Dawn. Kind of wholesome, you know, Buffy bot weirdness aside. But, you know, it was kind of a more light-hearted, enjoyable episode from that respect, and they're still bigging up the threat of Glory and everything with that. She knows the key is a person, and yeah, lots still happening, and I'm looking forward to seeing what elements we're going to focus on as we begin our approach to the finale. Should be quite exciting. So yeah, let's get into the next one.
I have to drop this class. All my classes, actually, I'm not finishing this semester.
I was very sorry to hear about your loss.
Aww.
I have these forms from the registrar's office that
That's so sad, isn't it?
Can't be late to a job that you don't have. Interestingly enough, I've decided to give your job to someone who will actually do it.
Oh dear.
These are my choices. This is my life.
That does suck.
No.
Uh-oh.
No. I'm hungry.
Nude. I kind of wish Buffy had agreed to go on a date with Ben, just so we could have a scene where they're on a date and he just turns into Glory.
What about all the times I asked you how school was and you said fine? Well, it was. You didn't ask if I was in it.
Oh no. Oh, I feel so bad for her, both of them. She shouldn't have to do all this. It's just, oh, so sad.
Don't know what I'm gonna do.
She's always been forced to like
She's messing up.
grow up before her time with like being the Slayer,
It's a
but
mess.
this is something
Just
else.
to put your foot down.
I read this really neat article that said kids learn math better if you stimulate their visual learning pattern. You know, using the right side of the brain instead of just the
Oh,
left.
it's kind of wholesome.
Stuff like that. Uh-huh. It's really important that Dawn finishes her schoolwork right now. I know it is, and I'm a big fan of school. You know me. I'm like, go school, each birthday, or something to that effect. Willow, I know that you mean well, but you just don't understand. So it's her, under our noses all this time. I like the detail work that was amongst it. Quirks, foibles, passions. It's also cute, so human.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Sweetie, you would blow off a class if your head was on fire. Yes, I'm not Buffy.
It's like my opinion isn't worth anything because I haven't been through.
Oh.
I didn't lose my mom, so I don't know.
Well, I'm not the expert. I mean, I've only lost the one.
I can understand feeling like the useless friend, though.
It frightens me how powerful you're getting. It's a weird word. Getting? It frightens you? I frighten you?
I mean,
It's so not
Oz was
what
scared of it as well, wasn't he?
It impresses. Impressive. I don't know where I'm gonna fit in your life
When I change back? Yeah, this is a college thing. Just a little experimentation
Oh.
before I get over the thrill and head back to Boys Town.
Oh, man.
I'm really sorry that I didn't establish my lesbo street cred before I got into this relationship.
I just think she's quite insecure, I get that.
Like woman I've ever fallen in love with, so how on earth could you ever take me seriously?
Wow, please.
Oh, boy.
There.
That was the most gentle fight I've ever seen.
Those monks put grades K through 8 in my head. Can't we just wait and see if they drop 9 in there too?
Come
Damn it, Dawn.
on.
This is serious.
That's what your principal told me when you weren't in the room. I can't make you go to school,
Oh, shit.
and I won't be found fit to be your legal guardian.
Give these guys a break. My God.
Where would I go? I don't know. Dad, maybe, or
Oh, fuck that.
foster care.
Aww, she looks so sad. Oh, she looks so sad. Oh, I can't see why those two just can't work things out.
Is the seat taken?
Oh shit.
I hope this isn't.
She doesn't. Oh, does she think it's Tara?
You all right?
Yeah.
Oh yes, because your good mood is both obvious and contagious.
I had a fight with Tara.
This too.
Oh.
Shut up.
Wow.
What do we have here?
Damn.
He's one of those things that work for Glory.
Go all ripper on him.
Don't. Oh, I'll tell you anything. Please. Whatever you want. Just
Oh.
anything.
What happened?
He changed his mind.
Oh shit.
Tara.
She's the new one among you. It wasn't hard to figure out. The glorious one will have found her by
Oh
now.
no.
No. Call Buffy in. I'll kill him. And
This isn't a very fun fair.
It's your fault. It's kind of funny, isn't it?
You weird bitch.
You lying little tramp. You're not the key. You're nothing. Just another worthless human being.
How dare you?
Think about it. You think your
Oh.
hand hurts? Fine.
You brave soul.
Let's get crazy.
No, it's not.
Tara, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
They kill mice.
I'm sure you do.
Tara.
Aw.
Hey,
You want to know what I'm scared of, Spike?
Aw.
Me. Anything that happens to Tara is because of me. Your bruises, your limp, that's all me too. I'm like a lightning rod.
That's not your fault. You didn't get asked to be made.
And hurt. I must be something so horrible to cause so much pain and evil.
Oh god.
I'm a vampire. I know something about evil. You're not evil.
I don't think I can sleep without her. You can sleep with me? Well, now that came out a lot more lesbian than it sounded. Well, you just
That's actually very sweet of
Okay,
her.
right now there's nothing. You could not even think about taking on Glory. You saw what she did to Tara. I
Oh
can't
no,
let
let's
her
not
get
do
away with it.
this.
No, you have to let her get away with it.
Oh, my cinnamon roll. Oh god. Please don't do a spell. She's doing a spell. I think this spells trouble. Huh. Oh fuck. You know it's serious when they spell magic with CK. No.
Cronus tonic. I owe you pain.
Oh my god!
It's all my fault.
Kinda turned me on.
I cooled her down a little. Actually, a lot.
So she's not going to do anything rash then?
No. I explained there was no point.
A mightily pissed off witch was planning on going and spilling herself a few pints of god blood until you, what? Explained?
Yeah. Spike knows Willow quite well.
No. I told
Like
her
when she was
I
suffering in
so
Something Blue. Like he saw it.
Right person. Person I love. I'd do it.
Oh shit!
Now,
How dare you?
girlfriend's mine.
Oh no! Don't you fucking dare!
You know what they used to do to witches' lover? Crucify him.
Thank you.
Bow down to gods. It isn't over, you hear me? It isn't over!
I know, there are 3 episodes left.
That's my girl.
Oh.
Can I help?
She feels responsible.
I'm gonna take care of her, even if she never.
Oh.
She's my girl.
I love her so much. Ah.
I understand.
Hmm.
I know you do.
Aww.
You're my always.
You ruined the moment.
I told you this wasn't over.
Such pure green energy. Oh, it's so
Fuck. Oh, you bastards. Oh, you bastards. Bastards! Okay, really great episode. Really enjoyed this one. That ending, holy shit. So Glory knows who the key really is now. We still have 3 episodes left. What is going to happen, I don't know, but I'm very, very hyped given how that all wrapped up. So we'll see what the aftermath of that is. Glory is certainly going to be on a hell of a rampage now, but so is Buffy, because, you know, she would do anything to protect her sister. So we'll see what that battle is going to kind of ensue, I guess, and how that's all going to play out. But man, they really raised the stakes with this one. Where to even begin? Okay, one thing that I thought was kind of unique about this episode, aside from that, it just felt very grown up and mature. Like, you really got a sense that these characters are really like going through the motions and really just growing up, both in terms of responsibility, like Buffy's having to take. You know, Giles and Buffy having that discussion about how he's more of a grown up, stuff like that. Willow and Tara having a very mature fight. You know, they had this big disagreement, but they didn't raise their voices or, you know, throw things around. It was just a very kind of content fight, which I actually really liked. It seemed very unique to them, and I thought that was quite nice. But aside from that, I also felt this episode had quite a few long scenes. I know the body had a similar kind of thing going on. They had like very drawn out scenes, but these are like very long, dialogue heavy, character focused scenes, and I really, really enjoyed that. You know, it felt quite different, I think, and very unique, this episode, for me personally, pacing wise, because we had quite long conversations as scenes. You know, that Willow and Tara fight, that seemed like quite a long scene. And then I feel like we got quite a long scene after that with Dawn and Buffy, and I just thought that was very interesting. And I don't know who wrote this episode, I have to go back and have a look, but it just felt very unique and different in that sense, and I really enjoyed that, because Buffy's clearly a show that really does change things up a lot, so I really, really enjoyed that aspect of it, and it's just something I thought I'd point out because that's just something I noticed watching it. I also liked the theme of like responsibility that this episode kind of had going through it. You know, Buffy has this new responsibility on her to look after Dawn and do that best there, so she had to drop out of college, which is really, I'm really sad for her that she had to do that, because life's just so unfair. Dawn's taking a lot of responsibility for herself, for what happened to Tara and what happened to Spike, all of that, because she thinks it's all her fault. Giles and Buffy were having a talk about responsibility and that she needs to take responsibility over Dawn. Willow took responsibility into her own hands, I guess, in dealing with Glory firsthand with some dark magic by the looks of it. It was kind of nice that they kind of foreshadowed that with the Willow and Tara fight, where Tara, in a similar way to Oz, even feared Willow's growing kind of use of magic. You know, it scares Tara. It frightens her, as she said. And I can see why, given that the very first opportunity Willow had to use dark magic, she fucking took it. My goodness, that whole like showdown with her and Glory, I mean, it's pretty badass. But yeah, pretty terrifying as well to see, like, her eyes were all black and she had like unlimited power. That was a great little sequence, and how Buffy like came to the rescue as well. So that was all really interesting. The theme of miscommunication, I think, was in this episode as well. Another example being the Willow and Tara fight. Tara kind of got frustrated with herself, I think, because she wasn't quite saying what she wanted to say, and she wasn't articulating it the way she wanted, and that caused like kind of miscommunication there, which I thought was interesting and very relatable. And Dawn not communicating with Buffy about the fact that she's not been going to school, and then Buffy not telling her straight away that Dawn could be taken away. Glory miscommunicating what her follower people were kind of telling her, and that she just assumed that Tara had to be the key. There's a lot of that running through it as well, which is a very kind of adult and grown-up thing, I think, as well. Sometimes you just can't articulate what you want to say in the same way. Even like for me doing these videos, sometimes I get frustrated at myself because I feel like I didn't talk about the episode afterwards in the way I wanted to. But I often do fix that by mentioning it in my reviews, and that I do at the end of each season, because that's when I really kind of make notes and think about what I want to say. So yeah, I thought that was another cool and interesting theme. And the idea of education and the importance of education as well. The fact that Buffy had to remove herself from education in order to have life be this priority. And Dawn was also removing herself from education, which I thought was kind of an interesting kind of thing. But she kind of needs that to be her priority right now. Unlike Buffy, they kind of had to switch, because otherwise, she could be taken away from Buffy. Which, man, even like, there's the stakes raised with Glory because she knows Dawn is the key now. But there's personal stakes to this as well, because Dawn could be taken away from Buffy, and it's a bit of a mess. That is the tragedy of Buffy as a character, really. The fact that since the second she was told she was the Slayer, she's kind of been forced to grow up ahead of her time and not really have that childhood. And now that Joyce is gone, she has even more responsibility, and she's had to grow up even more because she has to kind of be a parent to her sister, and look after her and take responsibility. And that means she has to like pay the bills for the house and all of that stuff. So just the sheer strength Buffy as a character has, I think, is kind of insane. So I loved all of that. The idea of, can you really understand a situation you haven't gone through yourself? Again, the Willow and Tara fight. I felt that was kind of a big scene in this episode. Willow kind of feeling like her opinion may not matter because she hasn't lost her mum, whereas Buffy and Tara have. I quite liked that because that was a very kind of, I think you can relate to that kind of feeling as well. Not really understanding how do you comfort a friend who's lost someone if you haven't gone through that loss yourself. It's kind of, where do you even begin? You do kind of feel a bit useless and underwhelmed by yourself in that sense. So I kind of understood that, but I don't think anyone would actually use that against you. And if they do, I don't think they really mean it, like in the spur of the moment fight or whatever. Like the little disagreement Buffy and Willow had as well, about Dawn, and Buffy was thinking, you don't understand exactly what's going on here. That's been a thing for probably the past couple of seasons in Buffy, really. So even when the group were kind of distancing themselves a bit at the end of last season, like it all came to a head in the Yoko factor. There was just more miscommunication then and not really understanding each other. And, Willow's just like, tell me when you're going through this stuff. I think that might have been when Buffy came back in start of season 3. I can't remember exactly what episode it was. But I think Buffy was saying to Willow something like, you don't understand what I've been through. And Willow was like, well, then tell me. So that's kind of been a problem with this group for a while. And I think it's, again, a very relatable and true human thing. So I liked all of that and how they kind of resolved that tension at the end, paralleling Willow and Tara with Buffy and Dawn and that kind of she's my girl relationship. And Willow said, I know you understand. That was really nice how they kind of resolved that. And you didn't need like a big grandiose scene where he's like, oh, I do understand. You just need Willow to say one line and these two best friends share that look, and it just powerful stuff, really. I really liked how they kind of got that theme across. Seeing a bit of Giles as Ripper was awesome. I always like that. I know we didn't technically see it on screen because as soon as the girls turned away, that was really cool. I love Ripper Giles. He's pretty badass. How he got information out of him like that. He just knew that he was being watched, slamming the door on him. That was really cool. So I loved Giles in this one, and also when he was like encouraging Buffy to take the lead, really, when it came to Dawn. Spike, loved him in this episode, even if it was only for like that a couple of brief scenes, really. I love what he was saying to Dawn about being evil. You know, he knows he's evil, and therefore he also knows that she's not. I thought that was really, really nice, and the way he kind of reached out to comfort her in the similar way he did to Buffy at the end of Fall for Love. I thought that was really nice, because he does seem to have quite a lot of affection for Dawn, which I think is pretty cool. And how he just understood that Willow was going to go after Glory, because he always kind of gets a good reading of Willow. He knows she's been suffering. Even a couple of episodes ago, you know, he called her Will, not Willow, and it's like, wholesome. They've always had an oddly nice relationship, you know, if you remove the times he's tried to eat her. So yeah, that was all cool as well. And the fact that Spike just has a really good reading on Willow, and if he was saying, you know, if it was happening to someone I loved, what happened to Tara, I would certainly go after them, and that's what made Buffy realise that Willow had gone dark magic-y, which was badass. That's a big thing with Willow, isn't it? And the fact that she'll often turn to magic, and that scared both her kind of significant partners in the show. I think that says a lot about how serious this is. But it was pretty badass, I have to admit. But yeah, it's probably not what Tara would have wanted her to do. But man, that whole situation with Tara is really, really sad. Hopefully they can fix it, because if that's her fate, that is horrendous and horrific, and of all people, I really don't think Tara, of everyone in the show, deserves that, because she's like very wholesome and nice in that sense. Very sweet. And man, when Willow was like, I'm going to look after her even if they can never fix it. Wholesome. That is love. That's love, bitch. So yeah, that was really great. Well, great to watch, not great for Tara. It's really, really sad for Tara, and kind of heartbroken for her, bless her. So hopefully they can fix that. But it did, you know, it was a really nice way of elevating the Willow and Tara relationship and really putting a spotlight on it. Because, you know, this is the episode where they had their first fight, but you also saw just how deep-rooted that love is. And I thought that was really, really well done. When Willow loves, you know, she loves so fiercely. Sometimes too fiercely, because she turns to dark magic. But, you know, it is what it is. Anya had a few very funny lines. And, like, she's like a fan of capitalism and stuff. Very in keeping with her. I like that, you know, she can still provide some comic relief in a very kind of dark episode overall. Very grown-up episode. So that was cool. Yeah, Xander had a few nice moments as well, but you know, he wasn't really front and centre in this episode. And we saw a bit of obviously Ben and Glory still sharing this body, and it's really ruining poor Ben's life. So he's lost his job, not ideal. And he seems just desperate to try and cling on to himself. And again, that miscommunication, I guess, that theme came from Ben not being able to truly communicate what's going on with him to his bosses. Because they just flat out don't believe him. So I do kind of feel bad for the guy, because, you know, it seems very, very unwilling. He just wants to live his life, and Glory's like, nah, mate. I hope we get to see exactly how that all happened and how she like inhabited his body. I hope we get to see that. Because I'm still not entirely sure how that happened yet, but I'm not sure we've been shown it. But yeah, poor guy. But it does provide some interesting comedic moments when they have to switch. The transition of when he like puts his hand on the locker and then it becomes hers. Like, that's a quick way of getting your nails painted, you know? Just not that that's a thing that interests me, but I thought that was kind of a really cool, funny visual. But yeah, I think that's basically everything I had to say. It really highlighted how strong a lot of these characters are. I feel so bad that Buffy had to give up college. but you know, she's had to give up a lot of aspects of her life, and she's had to give up her childhood really, ever since she became the Slayer, and now this is just another kind of layer to that. But that shows just how incredibly strong she is, and I love her for that. The Willow and Tara stuff is pretty heartbreaking, and hopefully they can fix it, and it's very, very sad. So we'll see what happened to all of that. Giles was badass, Willow was badass with her magic. The Spike scenes are really cool. I liked all the themes going on. Just the structure of the episode I thought worked really, really nicely with like the longer dialogue heavy scenes. Yeah, everything with Dawn kind of blaming herself as well. I really liked that moment with her at the end where she asked to help feed Tara, like share that responsibility. I thought that was very, very sweet. And yeah, Dawn has kind of been exposed as the key to glory now, so things are going to get pretty crazy, I think, with the rest of this season. And luckily, I'm going to be carrying on with the rest of the season, because my next reaction will be to episode 20, and then the next cycle will be the final 2 episodes of this season, and then we'll go back to Angel and finish off that season as well. So yeah, I'm sticking with Buffy now till the end of the season, which is exciting, for the next couple of cycles. And I can't wait to see where they're going to go with this and how they're going to wrap up this season. Season 5 seems to have flown by for me. It's kind of nuts that we're nearly at the end, but it's been a fantastic season so far. Really love this episode, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. But until my next reaction, thanks for watching.